Hello and welcome, it is I, Patchworth, your game clown, once again, and we are going to be continuing with our Awesomenauts tutorial with Leon. Now, if you've seen me do this before, you've actually seen me play as Leon, and clearly I did not do well with him. But that's not to say that I don't understand how to work him. The problem is actually more with my play style. See, I'm a bit of a Twitch gamer, if I could be completely honest. I tend to see an opportunity and I immediately go for it. Leon is definitely a character that requires a bit more skill and patience than I possess. So let's start off with the skins. Here's the basic Leon. And then we have another one, which is just sort of just a basic skin. We do have, however, a little bit more expensive one. This particular Leon skin not only has the whole pirate theme going on, but it also has a whole new set of voices and different types of chatter as well. So it's kind of interesting. Durple has something similar as well, which oddly enough is also a pirate. But hopefully they're not doing something like just getting them all pirated out for Talk Like a Pirate Day special. But either way, we're going to go in and take a look at his loadout, and hopefully I'll be able to explain a little bit about how he works, how he functions better. So I'm going to do my usual, get rid of that new there. Okay, so Leon, has your basic loadout on the bottom here, so we can just sort of skim over that. Health bonus, the regeneration, the money tree, the basic money, and the reduce health debuffs, also the speed thing. I've got him down with my usual thing because I tend to die very easily with him. His basic attack is just a melee fighter. He is an assassin, so a lot of his stuff is very much damage oriented. As usual, we've got the chainsaw add-on, which increases the damage of slash. The enhanced muscle fibers, which increases the attack speed of the slash. The clover of honor. Now, this actually changed a little bit since the last time I used him. It increases the damage of your third hit. It used to be that the clover had a critical chance hit, which could be pretty devastating. It wasn't something that could be necessarily planned. It would happen occasionally and could cause some serious damage, but I guess they thought that was overpowered, so they ended up just making it a solid increase to damage. The backstab. Now, the backstab blade is actually pretty good. Generally speaking, a lot of people's first reaction when being sprung upon by Leon is to run away from him, and this actually causes more damage when somebody is fleeing from him, so it's standard, I would think, for most playstyles to have that on. Definitely has a more opportune sort of attack, and for an assassin, that's pretty important. The lifestyle effect, that's a lot of characters have the lifesteal, so nothing really different about that. And the slowing effect. So when I actually get this up, combining the slowing effect with the backstab, pretty efficient actually. So those are definitely one type of playstyle. You make your opponent run away slower and just continuously stab them in the back with the little lucky damage right in the the third hit attacks them. It can be pretty devastating. So were it me, I would probably end up doing that and just combining those guys. But since I don't really play with Leon very often because I am pretty awful with him, we won't necessarily have to worry too much about that unless he comes up in quite a few random runs. Now, the special, which is activated by the scroll wheel, is his invisible. And what this actually does is it makes him invisible to all enemy players until he attacks or uses a special move. So you can pretty much just sort of wander around and do whatever the heck you want. Your teammates can actually see you in a sort of like disguised shadow form. But other than that, you are essentially hidden, just like you are in the little hidden areas in the minimap. So with that, you can... Oh, you also drop a decoy, which means that in the middle of battle, you turn invisible, and then you leave behind this little decoy, and people can attack that. Now, that comes into play with some of these later upgrades. The Sunrise Surprise Party Mask adds extra damage to the decloaking first slash, so that's an added bonus that you can add to all of this stuff. The Pinot Noir allows you to regenerate health when you're cloaked, so that's a nice handy little device. Combined with that, makes them difficult to kill if you can stay cloaked long enough. And the basic AI chip. Now, as you can see, this actually makes the replica dummy walk around. It gives him sort of a more realistic effect, instead of just being like stationary, which is kind of easy to detect. Then you can also have the aggressive AI chip, which makes your replica dummy walk. You can actually use this to, when you're attacking a turret and you go invisible, the dummy can actually walk forward and can attack the turret or anybody else, in fact. So that, just like the Hyperbull, does give you a little extra protection from the turret, allowing you to do more damage to it. Then you also have the extra battery pack, which increases the lifespan and health of the replica dummy, making him harder to kill. And the blow-up doll, which makes your replica dummy explode on death. Again, good for attacking turrets, or essentially just causing more chaos in the field. So, pretty handy, pretty handy. I've seen these used pretty well. And then we have our regular attack, the spiked tongue piercing. Oh, sorry, just the tongue slash. The tongue slash does this sort of thing where, kind of like Yoshi, it actually spits out this tongue that will stick to enemy Awesomenauts and pull them forward. The spiked tongue piercing increases the damage. Oh, the tongue actually can... I'll show you that in a minute. The tongue stretcher increases the range of tongue snatch. Cheese and garlic mince adds a silencing effect, and we haven't really talked much about silencing yet. The silencing... Well, we'll talk more about that in game. So let's actually add that. The Steel False Teeth adds a lifesteal attack, and the Morningstar Piercing adds more damage, and the Magnet Piercing will pull solar towards you, and successful damage will add solar. So that's another way to make money if you're using a Leon. Pretty handy. Money, or solar rather, is pretty important. So let's just get started, and I will go into more detail about how he works. Alright, so... Alright, ooh, you know what? We're in the perfect place, too. I randomed the map and wound up right in his home planet. Okay. Aguilion. Aguilion. And I apologize for my French accent, but he is in fact a French stereotype. Very much so, unless of course he is a pirate stereotype. So, we've got our basic loadout right now, so nothing really fancy just yet, but we'll go over here and I will show you the decoy. So, first of all, we got a little animation. We got the tongue, as you can see, goes pretty far. And then you do the cloak, and you walk away. So there is my dummy. Not a lot of health. And you can see the little shadow guy wandering around. That's moi. C'est avec moi. And then when I actually attack, whoop, I poof back out. That disappears. And I reappear, preferably causing lots of damage. Okay, so there's a couple of things to keep in mind when using Leon. Whoop! As you can see, I actually pulled Tomas closer. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh! Come on, come on! Kill Tomas! Yes! Bloop! Oh, gotta go. Whoa, okay, so... Oh, boy. Oh, hold on. Give me that. So... damage is definitely something to keep in mind when using Leon. I'm not really great with him, as you've well seen. So it's really best to use a sort of layout that you're used to when dealing with him. Come on. Alright. Now that I've actually killed somebody, let's test out some of the other stuff we've got going on here. Alright. Again, these are going to be shorter episodes just to sort of give you a little bit of detail on how to work. We're going to do the silencing, since we haven't really... Yeah, we'll do that too, since to keep us alive while we're doing this whole tutorial. Now, silencing was what I was going to get into. We haven't really gone into that, but the silence actually allows you to temporarily disable somebody else's abilities. And while we're this close, I can also show you that the tongue can actually extend past... It was quick, so you can actually extend it past the turrets there, so you can grab people behind it if they're trying to run away from you, and pull them forward so you can do that last little bit of damage to kill them off. So it's important to make sure that you're not going too lazy, or... Oh, yeah. Oh, crap. Whoop. Oh. Can't find me, you swine. Can't find me. You can find me, you stupid bots. Stupid bots. Ah, no. Now, there are some limitations to... Oh, come on. Die. Okay, good. There are some limitations to the invisibility. You might think that you're invincible when you're invisible like that, but that is not the case. There is actually a couple of things that, if they happen to you, it will expose you for, being in that location. And those things are, if you actually are damaged, people can actually see the little, damage notes coming up above your head, so they know to attack that spot more. If you are slowed by any of the various attacks that have that added debuff, they will see the little purple clock above your head. And if you are poisoned, and there's right now I think there's only one... No. There's a couple of characters that either do poison or damage over time. One of them, of course, being Gnaw. He's probably the most notable of the bunch. It's pretty much what he does. But there's also a couple of other attack bonuses for other characters that causes damage over time, and can kind of mess up your day if you're Leon. You definitely don't want to be detected whenever possible. So be careful of that. If you're going to become invisible for a long period of time, make sure that you're doing it strategically. And, just be careful, guys. He's not a necessarily difficult character to use, but to perfect him, it does cost a lot of... what's the word I'm looking for? It does take a lot of time and skill to really get how the character is supposed to run. Now, okay, I've actually got the AI walking mechanism on him, and you actually see he jumped up. If he had the attack, he would have also started slashing Froggy instead of just walking at him like an idiot. And you may have also noticed while I was invisible there and I pressed the F button to return to the main page here, it caused me to decloak. So careful if you're trying to decloak in front of other enemy players. It can cause them to see you, and if you are attacked while you're trying to escape, it does cause you to restart the escape process and can sort of be troublesome in the long run. So, alright, now I've got this. Here we go. Bloop! Okay, so now he's actually attacking, as you can see. So, since he's hidden behind the other droids, he's not dying. So, when you... Now, we've got like a little extra shadow buddy to help us out. Alright. Now, let me see if I can silence anything while we're doing this, because we're already here at the base. Here we go. Okay, now you see that? He's silenced. That is going to mean that right then he would not be able to... Crap. He would not be able to... Whoa. There we go. To use his bomb attack during all of that. So... it can be pretty handy. It definitely is a situational sort of thing. The only other thing I could mention is that Leon is also a really good team player. You can, for example, if you're working with Durple, you can actually sort of hide behind him and just sort of, like follow him around. So when he goes into turret mode, if somebody's trying to attack him and Durple starts off with his nuclear bomb, you can actually just flip and bring them back towards the bomb before they can escape the damage range. So really good with that. Again, kind of situational, but a handy little thing to keep in mind when you're using him. A couple of different ways to play Leon. He doesn't have to necessarily just be the lone wolf going off and killing people left and right just to earn points for himself and his teammates. He can actually be a pretty good assist character, so never one specific kind of playstyle for anybody. Okay, whoa! Uh-oh, we don't want that. Nope, none of that, please. So anyway... that's a pretty much basic overview. I really wish I could give you more tips on how to play him efficiently, but without having a lot of loadout options here. Pretty much the rest of it, he's just mostly a melee, damagey, sort of character. So, you want to make sure that, you've got your guy here to help you out, but... for the most part, he really is just sort of like kill, slashy kind of character. Uh-oh. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want none. So there you go, guys. Basic overview for Leon here. Kind of a cool character. Not my playstyle. Just not my playstyle. I do not have the patience or the sneakitude to be using him properly, but if that's sort of the way you like to play, you like to be the roguey type character, hey, this is probably the best bet for you. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, cheers all.